Some of y'all fail to understand is I will beat any guy in sparring that does not have experience. Now, I know this is controversial and there's a lot of discussion about this. But if you're not a boxer, you cannot outbox a boxer. I don't care if you're over 6 foot, if you're really strong, I don't care. I have sparred every type of man. I've sparred muscular man, I've sparred fat man, I've sparred super tall man, short man, don't care. I've sparred everything. And there has never been a scenario where a total beginner has beat me in sparring. That's just not how it works. I hope all boxers will back me up on this. But you're not beating a boxer in any case. And even if you are strong and a genetic freak, I just have to move around for 30 seconds and you will gas yourself out. And if you think I'm wrong, I have tested and tried this. I've been boxing for 8 years. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have sparred every type of guy before. And don't say that they were taking it easy, because I've been boxing for 8 years. I know what taking it easy looks like. I take it easy on them. Don't twist the story.
Let's be honest, how many of us were triggered by that video? Probably a fair few. This girl reckons that she could beat up any man provided that he doesn't have any experience in boxing. Is there any truth to this? Let's break it down, and along the way we'll show some examples. Now before we jump into it, let's take a look at the comments. You haven't fought a man that was genuinely trying to hurt you. Who's going to tell it? Nah, I just realised this is rage bait. I'll put my whole life savings on it, and he's got 2 dead emojis there, so he's serious about that comment. This girl said, as a female boxer, you're alone on this. This guy said, Clarissa Shields thought the same thing too. For anyone who doesn't know the Clarissa Shields story, Clarissa is often called the GOAT of female boxing. She's a multi-time world champion and she is a really good female boxer. But just over a year ago, footage came out of Clarissa fighting a male Russian boxer who apparently is a nobody, a journeyman, whatever. He's not super famous. He's not one of the top fighters, and he dropped it.
Clarissa Shields just got dropped in sparring, but the feud between her and the sparring partner ain't over. This is what she had to say.
It's a dude named Arthur. I don't even know his last name, but he's a Russian, and they don't have no respect for no women. But he was so mad that I embarrassed him that him and his coach decided to put him on some gloves that had very little to zero padding in it. I've only been dropped 2 times out of my entire life since I've been boxed.
What's your thoughts on this? This clip is from 2018, and the other boxer is artist Amatovs from Latvia.
And the reason why a lot of people really enjoyed watching Clarissa get dropped like this is because for years she was chatting on saying that she would beat the majority of the male pro boxers, which is delusional. In fact, I did a video on this at the end of 2023, and it got something like 50,000 views. But then recently, it's just blew up to 1 million views. They're pretty crazy. So people are obviously interested in this subject and like to see the cocky women getting humbled. Anyway, back to this girl. The key point that a lot of people in the comments are forgetting here is that she said she would beat up any man who has got no experience. Now, there is obviously nuance to this argument. Could she probably beat up the vast majority of average men who have never had a fight before? I mean, most likely, yeah. Have you seen most men these days? They're absolute little beta males. They look like little upright worms. They don't go to the gym. They don't do any martial arts. We can often be biased ourselves because a lot of you guys do some form of martial arts, or you go to the gym. So we are sometimes lured into the thought process of, nah, all men would beat up this bird regardless of the experience. I just think there's a little bit more grey area than that, and especially when you see this girl's skills. So before you judge completely, let's take a look at some of her boxing skills. And then she's also got a very short clip of her sparring a pretty big fella. Let's see the skills first. So let's not kid ourselves. She's definitely got some skills. She's got really solid fundamentals. I mean, in all honesty, I can't even box like this. In fact, I can't box. She's got really good technique. And if it was straight boxing, technique for technique, yes, she probably would piece most of us up. But if we're talking about going all out here, like just an actual fight with boxing gloves on, any somewhat trained individual would probably hurt her because it only takes that one punch. But once again, she is talking about fellas who've got no experience. So I'm on both sides of the fence here. As I say, there's nuance to the argument. If you're a 6'4" spastic, you've got no coordination, no athleticism, you've never taken a punch before in your life and you don't know how it feels, if she cracked you once, you'd probably poo yourself. But then there's other fellas out there who are just tough and who can take a punch. So it's a very broad statement from her to say that she would beat any man, regardless of his size, provided that he doesn't have any experience whatsoever. Is it a bit of rage bait? Yeah, probably a bit. That's how you get attention on social media. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Anyway, let's take a look at some of her sparring footage. She hasn't got that much, and most of the sparring footage is against other women who look a lot less experienced than her. Okay, let's watch. So this girl is in the blue. Her name is Erica, by the way. Erica Night. So let's see. She's got good solid technique, good combinations. The other girl looks alright as well. She's got a guard up. So they've definitely both got a little bit of experience. Going for that body hook there. Nice, good guard. Nice right hand by Erica. Good head movements, creating that angle. There you go, right hand, left hook. She's alright, she's actually decent. 8 years of boxing, you're going to look decent. Sorry, I'm just allergic to bullshit. I'm only joking. She looks good. And I'm not trying to glaze it. Anytime you give compliments on the internet, people just say it's glazing. I'm not trying to get in those panties. I'm just saying, she looks alright. Let's not let the egos, the internet egos, get in the way of saying the girl looks okay. Better than okay. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at the comments. No defense. Well, that's not true, because she actually had pretty good defense. Alright, okay, this is actually fairly positive for her. So, fair play. Oh, someone's got a dead emoji. Any more dead emojis? We've got another dead emoji. OMG, your pose so bad. The more I watch, the more confidence I get. Why? Are you going to fight a girl, are you, lad? Look at this little simp here. Can she knock me out and then bring me back to life? I'm begging. I'd go and touch some grass, will you? Stop simping over birds on the internet. Right, now here's some more sparring footage, and we also have a whole 1 second clip of her sparring a 6'+ man. Erica, if you're watching this, and I'm not getting at you here, but if you're confident in your arguments being able to spar a man, you're going to have to try and upload more than 1 second footage of you sparring a man. Right, so here we go. I'm going to have to mute this because of the copyright purposes. We'll turn it right down. Okay, so there we go. We've seen her fighting that girl. Yeah, good movements. Nice body hook. There you go. There's the man. Not bad head movement, though. Yo, let's watch that again. Right here. She moves, ducks under, and then ducks under that counter. Right, let's go slow-mo on this one. Right, okay. So she gets caught with a little uppercut there. Throws the body hook. That was nice. Ducks under the counter. Caught a little bit there, but then ducks under. So, I mean, she got caught a couple times there. And this is her obviously showing the highlights, but her head movements was alright. Also, that fella was going really light. It looks like he's got 20-ounce gloves on, and it looks like Erica's got, I think, 12 ounces maybe. So, yeah, she's sparring men, but she's actually getting clipped, and he's going very light, and he's going very slow, keeping it nice and gentle on her. And we can only see a second of it. See, I've spoken about this multiple times on my channel. Back in the day, when I was going to kickboxing regularly, I've got a new baby, and I'm all over the place with my routine. But anyway, back in the day when I was kickboxing regularly, there was a few girls in there who were fairly decent, and I hate sparring girls because they go dead hard and you go light, and then I feel bad for punching them in the face. So then I'm like, all right, okay, I'll just go for body shots, but then the boobs are in the way, and I don't want to be punching titty because I feel bad, because it's kind of like the equivalent of them punching you in the balls. You don't just want to be knocking titties about. So then the target area that you've got is like this much on a girl. This is off limits, and then this is off limits because I'm a man. I don't want to hurt a girl. There's been plenty of times when they've been going a little bit harder, and I'll just go, all right, okay, boom, here's a little jab, and it knocks the head back like crazy, just because of the weight difference, the size difference, the bone density, the power, the height, the testosterone, everything. Men just have this natural physicality advantage over women. Even when you contrast a trained female versus versus an untrained male. And a super easy example of this is, look at these punch machine videos. When do you ever see a woman scoring over 900? Go on the Hard Hitters Instagram profile. Now, these have got the machine calibrated, so it's incredibly difficult to score over 900. If you score 900 on this machine, you're pretty much in the elite of power punchers. Damn, look at some of the views on these videos. That's insane. 141 million views. But anyway, it's rare that you even see a girl hit over 700 on this machine. Now, let's take a look at this bird right here. Is she a boxer? Ebony Jones. Okay, yeah. So this girl is a professional boxer, so she'll probably score quite decent. Let's see what she gets. Good technique, you can tell by the way. That was nice. That was a solid punch. 720. Oh no, more. There you go. 760. But you've got average men on this profile who are untrained, who score 760, 800, 850. Let's try and find another girl example. And you got to remember, this is the creme de la creme of the females. Okay. That's a high score for not the best technique. Look at this simp here. Empty profile. It's probably an OnlyFans bait profile. Dangerous curves. Angel face. Yeah, skinny kid. Let's see what he gets. Not the best technique. Elbow was a little low. There you go. Didn't really put much effort into that. These are just a few little examples, guys, of the power difference between men and women. If you want me point to be confirmed even more so, go on the Hard Hitters profile and just go through some of the posts. You will see average fellas all hitting over 800. Right now, speaking of male versus female power, years ago there was an experiment done on some TV show trying to measure who hits harder, a man or a woman. And both of these, as far as I'm aware, are professional boxers. Let's watch it first and then we'll analyze the clip.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, punch! Boxer number 2, ready? 3, 2, 1, punch!
So who hit harder?
This is the big moment. You survived. Yeah, barely. Tell me what you felt. Tell me what you were feeling.
Right, so because it's absolutely impossible for people on TikTok to post the full clip of something, and they've got to chop it up into 10 different parts just to view form, which I get it, I respect the hustle. Basically, what happens, the fella who got punched said that the second punch was harder, so the punch from the woman. However, I was actually wrong before I played this clip. The context is, that right there is a female professional boxer, and the guy isn't a professional boxer, so he's just a normal guy. Also, the guy had 16-ounce gloves, and she had 8-ounce gloves. So this TV show, they must have some sort of woke liberal producer, rigged it in favor of the woman. Give the man the 8-ounce gloves, get him to do the same punch as the woman, and make sure that the woman is also untrained, and let's see who punches harder then. Feel like I'm getting me point across, that if a man cracks you, even if he's untrained, you're going down. It's night-night, Erica night. However, that does not discredit Erica's skills. She can box, but up against a man, it muddies the waters a little bit. Let's face it, the men who she has sparred, if you was to do an interview with all of them, they'd all say that they're going light. And most girls don't realize this. They think that the men are going easy on them. They're not. They think that the men are putting in more effort than they really are. Trust me, you would know about it otherwise. Let's finish the video with this next clip. It's a big fat beer belly man who clearly did not join my Apex Athlete app and get in the shape of his life in the next 12 weeks. Link in the description. Against 2 women. This is amazing. Someone said this guy's martial arts discipline is construction and beer power.
Man versus female fight in Romania. Oh! Right hand.
Why are you running?
Finish her. Oh!
It's amazing. Someone said, bro is probably the happiest man alive. That right there reminds me of Eddie Hall versus the 2 midgets. So as I said at the beginning, there's some nuance to this argument. I guarantee, put that Erica in there against the beer belly construction worker and just let them go all out with boxing gloves on. Same gloves, same rules, both go 100%. If I had to put money on it, I'd go with the fella probably. So what do you guys think? Comment all of your controversial opinions down below. I'd love to hear it. If you like this type of video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one. And I've also got a fitness channel. A lot of yous don't really know because I only plug it at the end of the videos and no one watches to the end because we've got attention span issues, or maybe I just need to entertain a little bit better. Anyway, take your pick, and I'll see you on the next one.